Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Iraq Inquiry's first day of public hearings.
More than 6.5 years after Tony Blair sent British troops to invade Iraq, the inquiry into the war finally opens. A handful of protesters outside the Queen Elizabeth Conference Centre in London this morning.
Give me a kiss. And you, Gordon?
And it seems they've already decided the inquiry's outcome.
At the end of the day, this is going to be another whitewash like the previous ones. The Iraqi people will not get justice from it. The British people will not know the truth about it, despite the fact that everybody knows in Britain that Tony Blair took a decision with George Bush even before the war and occupation started.
Sir John Chilcot is expected to take a year to give his view, having heard from those involved in taking the country to war. Those there this morning included families of some of the servicemen and women who have died in Iraq. They heard him outline the inquiry's determination and its limitations.
We are not a court of law, nor are we an inquest, nor indeed a statutory inquiry. And our processes reflect that. No one's on trial here. We cannot determine guilt or innocence. Only courts can do that. But I make a commitment here that once we get to our final report, we will not shy away from making criticisms either of institutions or processes or individuals where they are truly warranted.
This morning began with evidence from officials who had key roles in the Foreign Office and the Ministry of Defence before the Iraq invasion. They've begun to chart the change in Britain's policy towards Saddam Hussein, which ended up sending our troops to war. Sir Peter Ricketts was former Director General at the Foreign Office. He said that early in 2001, our policy was to enforce an arms embargo and sanctions to try to contain Saddam Hussein. But when this guy got into power across the pond, some in his new administration started talking about the need for regime change in Iraq, that is, getting rid of Saddam as leader.
We were conscious that there were other voices in Washington as well, some of whom were talking about regime change. And I certainly remember reading in the summer of 2000 Condi Rice's article in Foreign Affairs on the national interest, which was a Republican Party manifesto before the party came into office, where she said that nothing will change until Saddam is gone.
The inquiry then heard that after 9/11,
It's exploding right now. You got people running up the street.
that talk became much more an official policy. Sir William Patey, another senior Foreign Office official, said the idea of getting rid of Saddam was then discussed in an internal paper over here, although it was dismissed at the time as having no basis in law.